Hello and welcome to IP Study video lectures, and today we are going to discuss chapter 13 of grade 6 social science, and the name of the chapter is the importance of work. And in this chapter we are going to discuss few important topics, and these topics are economic and non-economic activities, types of economic activities, and lastly the importance of non-economic activities. So let's start our discussion. And before we discuss what economic and non-economic activities are, let us understand how Indian culture views work, or what is the status of work in Indian culture. So in Indian culture, work is highly valued and respected. Okay, even our ancient text emphasize the importance of doing our duty or dharma properly, and it is one of the way of living a very meaningful life. So when we perform our job properly or do our dharma properly, then it leads to a meaningful life. This has been elaborated in this small portion. It's a small episode from the epic Mahabharata. In this episode of Mahabharata, Lord Krishna and Arjun is having a dialogue. Okay, so Lord Krishna tells Arjun that he should fight because it is his duty. He should perform his duty. We have the right to perform our duty, but we do not have the right to the consequences of the result of our action. In this episode, the importance of performing duty has been elaborated. So now, let us see what economic and non-economic activities are. The first topic, right? So as we know, our activities, it can be classified into two types. First, economic activities and non-economic activities. So what do we understand by economic activities? So economic activities are those activities that help us earn our livelihood, or that means when we do those activities, we earn money or monetary benefits. So as we see in this picture, a businessman selling clothes in the market. So a person is selling clothes, that means he is earning his livelihood, he is earning money. A teacher teaching in the class, he is giving his service, and in return he is getting his salary. A worker working in a factory. So similarly, a worker also works in a factory, and in return he gets his wage. And lastly, a doctor checking patient. So doctor, he provides his services, and in return he charges some amount of fee. So these are all economic activities, right? But one thing we should understand, when we talk about economic activity, it not only means getting monetary benefit. There is also a payment in kind. So what does payment in kind means? So payment in kind means we're performing some economic activity, and in return getting something valuable, but not money, not in terms of money. So payment in kind means we perform some activity, and in return we get something valuable. Okay, not money. We should understand that. For example, a teacher teaches the son of a farmer. Okay, he gives his service, and in return the farmer provides or gives him some fresh vegetables. So in this case, for the service of the teacher, he is getting something in return, but it is not money. Okay, so payment in kind can include, if you can look here, goods, services, or other items of values. For example, a plumber fixes the tap of a carpenter in a house. So in return, carpenter makes furniture for the plumber. So it's exchange of service. So there is no money involved. So payment in kind means this. It involves exchange of services or goods or something in value. So now let us discuss non-economic activities. So non-economic activities are those activities that we perform not to get monetary benefit or not to earn money. We simply do this to satisfy ourselves, or to satisfy or to find happiness or joy, or to spread some positive message. It can be anything, but there is no monetary benefit in this. For example, if you look here, participating in a community cleanup drive. Suppose I participated in a cleanup drive. I clean my nearby surrounding, roads. So it can be anything. I am not getting anything in return, but I am just satisfied. I am happy. I am full of joy that I did participate and I made my surrounding clean. Or family cooking food together. when our mother or father cooks food, prepares food, they do not get money, we do not pay them. They do it out of love, right? They do it because they care for us. And volunteering at a local animal shelter. So when we volunteer at local animal shelter, we make sure that those animals are taken care of. We do not get anything in return, we do not get money, but we just get a sense of satisfaction. So non-economic activities are those activities in which we perform, but we do not get monetary benefit, but we do it voluntarily for self-satisfaction. Now let us see this case of a young tea seller. So in this case study, there is a character named Neha. So she runs a local tea shop where she sells biscuits, pakoda, chai. So she's performing that economic activity, right? Because she's selling something and she'll get money in return. But however, before going to her shop, she makes food for her family. So that is a non-economic activity. And at the same time, in bazaar, she sells pickle and other stuff. That is an economic activity. For that, she'll get money. But at the same time, she volunteers in a local temple where she volunteers and she works and makes prepared lunch, and that is non-economic activity because for that she does not get anything but only satisfaction, right? I hope we understand what economic and non-economic activities are. So now let us discuss the second topic, that is types of economic activities. So types of economic. So economic activities can be categorized according to different parameters. So let us see here. First one, based on legal recognition. So on the basis of legal recognition, economic activities can be formal economic activities and informal economic activities. On the basis of employment duration of the employment, it can be permanent and temporary. And lastly, on the basis of working hours, the number of hours that we work, it can be full time or it can be part time. Okay, so now let us discuss what formal and informal economic activities are. So firstly, formal economic activities. So formal economic activities are those activities that are legally recognized by the government and it's regulated on the basis of rules and regulations set by the government. Okay, in formal economic activities, there is a contract between the employer and the employee. The characteristics of formal economic activities are benefits like fixed salaries, health insurance and paid leaves. That means people working in formal economic activity or sector, they enjoy fixed salary, health insurance benefit, and lastly paid leaves. Another important characteristics is that they have more job security and stability. Okay, and formal economic activities or formal activities, we can find that in both public sector and in private sector. So what are public sector? So public sectors are offices, enterprises or institutions that is owned or controlled by the government. For example, Indian Railways, India Post, State Bank of India, or government schools, hospitals and so on. So here also formal economic activities exist. Okay, now private sector, IT, big MNCs and big industrialists like Tata, Infosys and Reliance, we can find formal economic activities, right? But the difference between public formal and private formal is the level of benefits or security or stability of job. We do not find that much in private when we compare it to public. Okay, say Reliance, Tata and Infosys, here also we can find formal economic activities. So now let us discuss informal economic activities. So informal economic activities are those activities that are not legally recognized by the government, and here the workers, they do not enjoy benefits like fixed salary, paid leaves, health insurance and so on. So who are the workers that work who are the workers that can be categorized into informal economic sectors? Self-employed workers means people who do not work under anyone or who run their own business. Small tea stall owner or street hawker, they do not work for anyone, they own their own shop. So here if they work, they get money, they earn money. If they do not work, they do not get money. So another is casual laborers. So laborers who are hired to do a particular job and they are given daily wage. So here there is no job security. That means if there is work, they'll get paid. If there is no work, they won't get paid. Service provider like plumber, carpenter, electrician. So they do not receive any fixed salary, or they do not enjoy other benefits. They provide service and we pay them. So they also come under informal economic activity. And lastly, small scale manufacturer. So people who own small business like cottage industry, people who work in cottage industry, they also belong to this category, since they do not enjoy the benefits of fixed salary, health insurance and job security. So in permanent economic activities, workers or employee are hired for a long period of time or till they retire. Okay, and here they enjoy fixed salary, and at the same time they do not have to worry about losing their job, right? So employment in public sector is one of the best example of permanent economic activities. Here once they are hired, they work till they retire. But however, in recent times, in private sector also permanent economic activities is emerging. Okay, now let us see temporary or contractual economic activity. So as the name states temporary. So in temporary economic activities, workers are hired for a short period of time, for a particular time or for a particular project. So once the project is finished, they are also let go. And here in temporary economic activities, workers, they do not enjoy different benefits which the permanent economic activity employee receives. Next, full-time and part-time economic activity. So what is full-time economic activity? So full-time economic activities involve working for a specific amount of time for every day for 5 or 6 days a week. That means I am working for 8 to 9 hours for Monday to Friday or Monday to Saturday. That is full-time economic activities. And in this economic activity, I get fixed salary, regular salary, health benefits, pension and so on. For example, office worker or a teacher or a factory worker. So they are all full-time workers. Now, part-time economic activities. So part-time economic activities involve working for few hours for few days in a week. It is possible that I work for 2 hours on Monday and I work for 3 hours in Wednesday, and I did not work for the entire week. So this economic activity or this part-time economic activity is very much suitable for people who want to earn extra income, like students, like intern. Okay. Also, here in part-time economic activity, they do not enjoy benefits like regular salaries or health benefits or insurance and so on. So now let us see value addition as a part of economic activity. So here in this box, Ravi and Arjun. Okay, so they own electronic shop. Okay, so however, Ravi he attracts more customer than Arjun. So what is the reason behind it? The reason is Ravi provides extra convenience for the customer, like he does not charge for the delivery of the electronic items or provides warranty and so on. So for this reason, many customers are attracted to his shop. Another example of value addition, Kanika. So Kanika owns a library cafe, but the customers are, moderately crowd. The crowd is moderate. However, once he designs or redesign the interior of the cafe and provides a selfie spot, it attracts more customer. That means she has added more value to her economic activity by redesigning the interior or artistic or aesthetic value, by improving the aesthetic value of her cafe. Another example here is Meera. So Meera buys normal pot or pottery from a market. She paints, okay, makes design, and then she sells in higher price. So here her artistic value has improved or added the value in her economic activity. So from these three examples, what we understand is that when we provide more convenience, when we provide more aesthetic, or when we provide more emotional value, it improves or it increases the value of the economic activity. So now, let us understand the importance of non-economic activities. We know economic activities are important because it is through economic activities that we earn money, and it is important to improve or raise the standard of our living, develop infrastructure and overall growth. But however, we cannot undermine the importance of non-economic activity, because it is through non-economic activities that we make sure that we are satisfied, we are filled with happiness, or at the same time we increase the bond within our community, grow trust within our community members. Okay, so now here comes the concept of seva, or the principle of selfless service. So what does seva means? Seva means helping others without expecting anything in return. That means I am helping someone without expecting anything. I do not expect any monetary benefit. I do not expect any service or valuable thing in return. For example, here. So here people is doing seva, they are preparing lunch. So for this they won't get any money. However, they do it because they do it because for their personal satisfaction. So now let us see some characteristics of non-economic activities. So first characteristics is no financial gain, as we have already discussed. When we do non-economic activities, we do not get any money or we do not earn any profit. Secondly, it is done for personal satisfaction. Thirdly, it is voluntary in nature. That means it should come from within. It is driven by personal motivation. No one should force me. Fourthly, it has a lasting social impact. It is necessary for the well-being of the society or the community. It strengthens the bonds between members of the community. And lastly, ethical and moral values. It promotes kindness, empathy and social responsibility. So the importance or significance of non-economic activities we cannot undermine. So now community participation. So it is an integral feature or integral part of non-economic activity. So community participation means members of the community coming together to celebrate festivals or marriages or to help each other in times of need. So during time of need, people come together thinking because it is their duty or to fulfill their dharma. They do not think about financial gain or profit. For example, we see many people volunteering in NGO, right? So now some of the examples of community participation are cleanliness drives. So cleanliness drives, right? We have seen people initiating campaign or organizing campaign to clean our surrounding, right? That is also an example of community participation. Another good example of nationwide cleanliness drive is Swachh Bharat Abhiyan, which aims to clean India and make sure that we are healthy and cleaner and healthier. Okay. Now blood donation camps, another example of community participation. In blood donation camps, hospitals, health clinics or even NGOs organize it, where many volunteers go and they donate their blood. So they do not seek any financial benefit or money for donating their blood. They simply do it because they want to make a positive change and help someone in need. Another good example of community participation is tree plantation. So in tree plantation, people from the community, they come together, they plant trees and they try to protect the environment. Van Mahotsav is an important festival where people, they plant trees and spread awareness about the importance of saving and conserving trees. And lastly, food distribution. I think we have all seen a food distribution campaign, right? Langar, bhandaras, we have all seen, right? So this is also an example of community participation. So lastly, let us see the case study of Daripalli Ramaiah, the man who grew 1 crore tree. So he hails from Telangana and he has dedicated his life in planting trees. Almost 1 crore trees he has planted, and normally wherever he finds any barren land, he makes sure that he plants a seed. And because of this selfless service, he was given Padma Shri, awarded with Padma Shri in 2017. So with this, we have come to the end of the chapter. So let us have a brief recall about the topics we have discussed. So Indian society honors all occupation and recognize every person contribution. Yes, like we have already discussed, work in Indian culture is highly respected and valued. Economic activities, it involves earning money and earning our livelihood. So non-economic activities, they are performed for our personal satisfaction, right? For no monetary benefit. So economic activities can be classified on the basis of different parameters. First one is on the basis of legal recognition. Second one is employment duration, and lastly on the basis of working hours. Okay, formal activities are legally recognized and regulated on the basis of the rules and regulations set by the government. Informal activities lack legal recognition. Permanent jobs, they are job security, stability. Temporary jobs, no job security or stability, and it is for a certain period of time. Full-time job, where people work for a particular number of hours for 3 to 5 days a week. However, in part-time jobs, it is flexible with fewer hours and limited benefits. And lastly, engaging in non-economic activities teaches social responsibility and citizenship. So, non-economic activity, the importance of non-economic activities we cannot undermine. So, with this, I conclude the chapter. Thank you.